Bagnaia at the moment at the back of the second row in P6 on the factory Ducati. A 1:32.69 has been his best of Q2 so far.
Times are on the board now. They've got a grid position. Now they have to go out there and risk that last little bit as well. You know, so you've got to make sure you don't fall up on the first one, because imagine having, you know, then your 10th, where now they've got the time, they can risk that little bit more, get closer to disaster, trying to get that extra special lap time. And Fabio, I've got to say, he's done a great job till now, you know, being in exactly the position he wants to be on the grid, but I can't see that lasting, so he needs to try and improve again.
Bagnaia just perfectly content just to wait until everybody had come through. He exits pit lane right at the back then. So here is Martin. He has got Marc Marquez for company. Marquez was in hot pursuit of Jack Miller to get himself out of Q1. Martin getting a little bit frustrated. That's Quartararo and Bezzecchi ahead of him.
Maverick surprised me because he has the pace to go to the top here, and so maybe he had some problem on that first run. I would be very surprised if he doesn't leap right up in this next one.
Yeah, Vinales has certainly been strong in terms of his race pace so far this weekend. Prima Pramac Ducati look on. At the moment, Jorge Martin is on course for a 13th MotoGP pole and a 13th on the spin for Ducati in 2023. This man, Brad Binder, at the moment on course for back-to-back front rows. That'll be a brilliant result for the KTM man. It was a great relationship with my good buddy Simon Crayfast sat next to me in the commentary box. That might be tested a little bit overnight with South Africa versus New Zealand in the Rugby World Cup final.
I think both fans on both sides are nervous, Matt.
Yes.
With good reason. They're both fantastic teams. It could go either way. I just hope it's close. Binder estimated first. Great job.
Yeah, this is brilliant, isn't it, by Binder? Really, well, yesterday, Simon, he was fastest in that first split and in the fourth split. He's so good. Stopping that KTM and then getting it jammed into the corner with the help of that new carbon fibre chassis. Binder and Bezzecchi are putting Martin's 1:29.491 under some big threat, some big pressure here. Through turn 4 goes Bezzecchi.
That turn 4 is so fast, Matt. It doesn't look it on the TV, but it's like, wow, on a stock bike, only down one gear, dab on the brakes and then let it rip. As Bezzecchi estimated first, and Bagnaia as well. A heap of good laps coming in here.
Bears elbow on the tarmac through that 175km/h turn 4. Jaw-dropping action here from a man who's still, of course, got a say in this World Championship, still in contention, although it does look like it's going to be a big ask as he sits 73 points behind Pecco Bagnaia in the championship. But as he was at pains to point out on Thursday, while he's got a mathematical chance of winning this year's championship, he's all in. He's going to fight until the bitter end, and he's putting up a great fight here for back-to-back poles here in Thailand. That's a brilliant 1:29.483 from Marco Bezzecchi. Look at that, the double fist pump from his team boss, Pablo Nieto. He moves ahead of this man Martin by just 0.08 of a second. Bagnaia looking to get himself on the front row. Our top 3 title contenders going to be starting the Sprint and Grand Prix here in Thailand from the front row. Quartararo moves up to, well, briefly 4th place. Luca Marini and Aleix Espargaro push him back. Aleix Espargaro now was briefly on the front row because Bagnaia then does make it the top 3 in the championship, top 3 in this Q2 session. It is still advantage of Bezzecchi. 90 seconds remaining here. A 1:29.483. Bez on course for pole. Martin second. Bagnaia on the front row. Marco Bezzecchi though runs in hot at turn 5. So Bezzecchi will be relying on that 1:29.483 if he is to make it back-to-back poles. Martin has had a really rapid first sector, on board with the 89 through that fearsome turn 4. What a corner that is. Full commitment, full gas here from Martin. He banks it left into turn 5 where we've just seen Bezzecchi run off. Estimated P1 here. Does pole position back in Buram for Martin. He's not much time in his pocket here. He's only up by, what, 0.03 of a second. Bagnaia has lost time in that second split. Martin then will now come through the third sector, and he has had a brilliant third sector. This is awesome once again from Martin. How good is he? The explosive one-lap pace coming to the fore again from the 25-year-old Spaniard. He attacks hard then now into the first gear, turn 12. The Prima Ducati abuses that front tyre to the absolute maximum. He nailed that turn 12 though, didn't he? Surely this is another all-time lap record for Martin. You bet it is. A 1:29.287. Look what it means to Prima Ducati. Luca Marini has got on the front row, and out of nowhere Marco Bezzecchi and Pecco Bagnaia are on row 2, and Bagnaia's got it wrong. This was going to be his last flying lap, and he runs in hot in the first corner. You can just see the frustration there. Somebody's in the gravel. It's Aleix Espargaro who's run off. Aleix Espargaro who will be starting on the front row as it stands right now. Just give him a quick check at the timing screens. Marco Bezzecchi, well, he was on a good first sector, but he's lost time in the second split. Marco Bezzecchi, there won't be any back-to-back poles for him then in Buriram. Jorge Martin will be pole shortly. Just having a quick check at the timing screens, it does look like it's a 13th MotoGP pole for Martin, 13th on the bounce for Ducati. He'll be on the front row, it seems like, with Luca Marini and Aleix Espargaro. And we know how good Martin is at starting time. He could really bolt here and try and clear away from Bezzecchi and Bagnaia, who start on the second row.
Yeah, when you think about it, he's the only one all the way back to the, you know, in the first 2 rows with that new Ducati start device. He's going to be gone.
Yeah.
Unless, because it's a proper war at the moment, someone else hasn't turned up with something new.
Bezzecchi and Bagnaia are going to have to be really aggressive, aren't they, early on here? You can see there the big smiles down at Prima Ducati, because it is a 4th pole in the last 6 Grand Prix for Martin. A 1:29.287. He delivered something super special again on Super Saturday in qualifying trim. It's another new all-time lap record. He just sees his crew there on the pit wall. He's pumped for that one, isn't he?